The Philadelphia Eagles are the lone survivor of the NFC and are back in the Super Bowl following a 55-23 victory over the Washington Commanders. This was a dominant victory for the Eagles and a well-balanced attack, which I think was huge for an offense that almost seemed one-dimensional through the latter half of the season. Saquon Barkley kicked off his huge 3-touchdown day with touchdowns on each of his first 2 carries of the game, including this one right here on the Eagles' first play from scrimmage. As we see him breaking a few tackles, pause right here. I just want to acknowledge 6'8", 366-pound Jordan Mailata, who was running down the field with his 2,000-yard running back, which just goes to show that this team has blockers all across their roster, as Saquon takes it in for the touchdown. On the second drive of the game, we can clearly see that the Eagles' defense is locked in, making plays. You see Cooper DeJean and Zach Bond forcing the fumble right here, which is going to lead to Saquon Barkley getting his aforementioned second touchdown on his second carry of the game. As we can see, Saquon bounce to the outside right here and take it into the end zone, 14-3 Eagles. This led to the Commanders getting desperate early as we see punter Tress Way throwing the ball to tight end Ben Sinnott for the first down. A very Detroit Lions-esque play right here. Jaiden Daniels does a good job of sensing pressure as he zips the ball to Terry McLaurin, who does the rest, gets into the end zone for a touchdown to make this a competitive game. At least it was early. As we see Jaiden Daniels, pause right here. He makes a move. I would have liked to see the Commanders do more of this game, as Jaiden Daniels has 6 carries for 48 yards, and he has showed that he could use his legs throughout this whole entire season, and it worked in the limited amount of attempts that he had this game as well. Let's keep it going. Jaiden Daniels takes it in for the touchdown. As we can see here, Jaiden Daniels, again, another good job of sensing pressure, but this time the turnover woes continue as veteran Austin Eckler fumbles the ball, which is going to lead to another Saquon big run. Saquon takes it here to the 10, and he's tackled short, but this sets up Jalen Hurts for the good old reliable tush push. Pause it here. We can see Saquon bounce to the outside. Look how much space he has to execute this touchdown. The Eagles' O-line has been great all season, and in fact, they're leading the NFL in rushing yards allowed before contact, which is at 2 per game, which is 1 yard better than the NFL average of 1.1. Saquon takes it in here for the touchdown. Eagles go up 48-23. Jaiden Daniels did a pretty good job of limiting his personal mistakes this game, but this time rookie Quinyon Mitchell comes down with the interception, which is his second of the playoffs and his second of his career as well. The Eagles scored off of all 4 of Washington's turnovers this game, and both the offense and defense played amazing for them as they punched their ticket to their second Super Bowl in 3 years. Thank you for watching this edition of Culture Central Sports. Next, we'll have our host, Gisenia, breaking down the AFC Championship among 3 sports specialists.
Welcome back to Culture Central Sports. I'm your host, Giselle Marrero, and today we are discussing the AFC Championship game where the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Buffalo Bills by only 3 points. This is now the Bills' 4th loss in a row to Kansas City during the postseason. This win keeps the Chiefs' three-peat hopes alive and stronger than ever. It was an intense game, and today I am joined by specialists Gigi Jones, Isaiah Maldonado, and Kenny Ojeikere to hear their thoughts on this championship game. Jumping right into it, Gigi, starting with how did you feel about the Chiefs making it this far and to the Super Bowl, especially this last game being the first time they put up over 30 points all season?
Jezenia, you asked me how, but the Chiefs are doing what they've been doing all season. It's about consistency, it's about reliability, it's about being clutch in clutch moments. You've got a QB that's giving you 18 for 21, 245 yards, 43 rushing, 2 TDs. That is Super Bowl, Hall of Fame, dynasty-made quarterback. They've got depth also. They've got guys across the board that are getting their blocks in the right times. If you create space for your QB, he'll find a man. It's simple football. It's not rocket science. But what do you think about it, Isaiah?
Gigi, there was a lot of hype in that sentence.
And I gave it to you. I'm unapologetic and I'm unafraid.
I want to go against it, but honestly, first and foremost, I have to issue a public apology. I came on here for these midseason Super Bowl predictions, and I said the Chiefs didn't have what it takes. I thought that I was sleeping. I thought that they were consistently getting into these close games, and yes, they were able to win them, but I thought that doesn't translate to dominance in the postseason, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Patrick Mahomes looks like classic MVP Patrick Mahomes in these playoffs. Travis Kelce, who's usually dominant in the playoff, had a bit of a quiet game tonight, but there's all these other pieces around him to dominate. This was a vintage game. We just watched Juju Smith-Schuster and, oh my God, Kareem Hunt dominate a football game in 2025. It was insane. Just to see the level of impact that all of these, Gigi talked about depth. They have a deep roster that's going to be able to get it done. And we talk about them in these all-time conversations already as a dynasty, but give it a little bit more time, and they might be the all-time team, the dynasty. Kenny, what do you think?
Yeah, the reason why they're so great, one of my biggest reasons is because of Andy Reid. I think that he's going to go down as one of the greatest play callers of all time. He always puts his team in the best positions. He always has his guys in the perfect mismatch. I think back to the late call, late in the game, when they had the running back one-on-one with the linebacker because of the scheme. I'm thinking Patrick Mahomes scrambling for a first down on 4th down.
Barbecue chicken.
Yeah, it's just
No, he didn't.
beautiful play
No, he
calling.
didn't.
Andy Reid decided to go at Kyer Elam all game long. Xavier Worthy, he had 8 touches, 101 yards with a touchdown because Andy Reid knows how to dial it up.
You don't look like a rookie out there.
He doesn't. Well, Gisenia, what do you have?
You guys made all great points there. Patrick Mahomes comes into this postseason with a different level of confidence, especially from how his season started to now. Now, on the other side, the Bills defeated the Chiefs in the regular season game 30-21. Josh Allen had a great game then, but has not been able to get it done during the postseason. Isaiah, do you feel bad for the Bills, and what exactly went wrong for them?
Gisenia, I do feel for the Bills. What this reminds me of, honestly, think of every all-time team in the Chicago Bulls era. That's exactly what is happening to the Bills. They are one of the better offensive teams that we've seen in recent history. They've had great defensive pieces, and they just can't get it done. 4 straight losses in the postseason. I know that Josh Allen is seeing Patrick Mahomes in his nightmares.
Oh, for sure.
He is struggling, and it's not even his fault. But when you match up against a talent like that, it's hard to overcome. Josh Allen played a great game for himself, got it done in the air, got it done in the ground. James Cook, that's a superstar. I don't care what anybody has to say.
100%.
He's getting it done. He's one of the best tandem duo backs, if you want to call it, receiving and rushing. He went from 2 touchdowns last season to 16 rushing this year. The jump has been incredible. And the Bills are a team that is going to be able to compete soon, just not yet as long as the Chiefs are there. Gigi, what do you think?
I agree with that. I saw something online, and it was about Secretariat, the horse Secretariat. No one thinks about the horse that was right behind Secretariat. That horse was a record-breaking horse.
That's a bar.
Numbers across the board, but he couldn't get it done. The horse behind Secretariat almost died chasing Secretariat. And I hate to say it, but Josh Allen is that horse. Josh Allen is that horse. This is a great Bills team. The same way the Chiefs have depth, the Bills have it too. The Bills handed it to the Ravens on a silver platter, having them sprawling, trying to make something happen late in the game. And Mark Andrews is fumbling on his feet in the end zone. The Bills are a great team. They know how to apply pressure, and they know how to make plays, but they were sloppy at times. There's little mistakes in big games, and they make a big impact. And that's how football goes. But Kenny, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't feel bad for the Bills. I'm just a big fan of Patrick Mahomes. Again, a big fan of Andy Reid. I have to see someone outcoach him. That's plain and simple. Until you outcoach him, then I'm going to feel sorry for you. If you outcoach him and you lose, then I'm going to feel sorry for you. But he just doesn't get outcoached.
Greatest offensive mind of all time?
Hell yeah. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Hey, there we go. Gisenia, back to you.
You guys all made great points again, but Kenny, I'm going to disagree with you. I feel bad for the Bills. I don't feel bad for Josh Allen. This is, like you said, his 4th time coming into this postseason game. Why is he starting this game shaky? That's just my opinion, though. Lastly, I want to touch on the play that many have argued about. In the 4th quarter, with 13 minutes and 1 second left to play, the Bills were facing a 4th and 1 from Kansas City's 41-yard line. Coaching staff decided to keep this offense on the field with the hopes that Josh Allen would pick up the first down by going straight up the middle. When it actually happened, it was more of a disruption than a success. At first, it looked like Josh Allen made it, but 2 different officials couldn't agree on where to spot the ball. After being officially reviewed, the officiating crew decided that the ruling on the field would stand with Allen coming up short. Kenny, I don't want to get into if this is right or wrong because ultimately we're not arguing with the officials. It's already over. But let's talk about if the Bills got that first down, would the outcome of the AFC Championship game have been different?
I know she wanted to say right or wrong, but it was not a first down. That was a turnover on downs, end of story. But even if the outcome of the game wouldn't have changed, it's Patrick Mahomes.
Oh,
it's the
my
Kansas
God.
City Chiefs. They're gonna do it to you every time.
Kenny,
you have to
Kenny,
go out there and beat them.
You want to glaze donut?
Yeah, I do. You can't stop the Chiefs. Josh Allen had another chance to go down the field and win, but you know who had something to say about that? Steve Spagnuolo. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about his name. We gotta talk about that blitz that he dialed up. Blitz in the corner off the edge. Come on, beautiful play call.
So we're gonna take a moment and dissect a little bit of that, right?
I agree.
Right? Okay, because Kenny had his time to shine. I know we don't want to get into the specifics personally. I do think that was a first down. I think it was very clear, especially from that overhead angle. But at the end of the day, like you said, I don't think anyone is beating Patrick Mahomes. I think if they would have gotten the first down, I think the Bills' D-line would have put pressure on them. And I don't think they would have been able to produce that late in the game against that team. What do you think?
I just have to say, you caught the meanest side eye by Kenny right there.
And I'll take it. I'll take it.
It was vicious, honestly. But I have to agree with Gigi. To me, it did look like a first down, but we're not here to argue that. I just have to say this. Football is not a game of hypotheticals. I have to repeat that. It's not a game of hypotheticals. Whatever happens is going to happen. If you have the opportunity to do so, you're going to be able to do it. When things get in your way, you have to be able to overcome it, and the Bills were not able to do it. Gisenia, back to you.
I agree with you guys. Ultimately, I do not think the outcome of the game would have been different, but the Chiefs are now just one win away from making history with the Super Bowl three-peat, while the Bills faced yet another heartbreaking postseason exit.
Hi, everybody. My name's Kiera Baker, and I'm here for Culture Central Super Bowl edition, Women on the Street. And today I'm going to be going around asking people, is Jalen Hurts now a top 5 quarterback after winning Super Bowl 59? And I'm here with
Amy Schaefer.
And the question for you today is, do you think that Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback?
I definitely think he's a top 5 quarterback, both skill-wise and also in my heart. The way he performed in the Super Bowl obviously kind of cements him up there. Definitely his attitude both on and off the field. I think he's the only quarterback in the NFL with an all-female staff, which I also love. Always successful in the tush push. So yeah, I would say he's a top 5 quarterback for sure.
Good take. I'm here with
Kyla.
And do you think that Jalen Hurts is top 5?
Absolutely, yes. He is definitely number 1. He is an amazing person, amazing quarterback. He's also really fine. He's my man and so many others, but I refuse to share. Anyways, yeah, love him.
And we're here with
Drew.
And Drew, do you think that Jalen Hurts is now a top 5 quarterback?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we all saw the performance in the Super Bowl. I mean, he answered all our questions. Everyone in the beginning of the season was talking about Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff. They were going to be better than him. Everyone said that he can't throw. And he said it in the interview, just because he didn't doesn't mean he can't. And when Saquon was getting shut down, look what he did.
And what do you think would make him a top 3 quarterback? What will he have to do to make him a top 3 quarterback?
I mean, I think another ring. I mean, champions are everything. So I think another ring.
I'm here with
Gabriella Wong.
And do you think that Jalen Hurts is now a top 5 quarterback?
Oh, 100%. Have you seen the Super Bowl? Did you see what happened out there? Absolutely. Top 5, no doubt about it.
And I'm here with
Sam.
And do you think after the Eagles winning Super Bowl 59, do you think that Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback?
Yeah, I think he is a top 5 quarterback. I think it was kind of like borderline kind of going into the playoff run, but I feel like he played really well during the playoff run. I think he's a good dual threat quarterback. He doesn't turn the ball over much, a good team leader. So I would kind of put him at like 4 or 5 going into next season with the room to kind of keep going up.
That's good. And who are we here with? Actually, we know who we're here with. Jalen Hurts fanatic. But I'm still going to ask you, do you think that Jalen Hurts is top 5?
Well, I don't have to think because I know. And it's Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts to you. And to y'all, it is Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts to y'all. Jalen Hurts is, of course, top 5. Who's better than not Justin Herbert, not CJ Stroud, not Jaden McDaniels. Sorry, Daniels. All I know is you can't say Lamar, Burrow, Allen without Hurts. Now what? Who's going to stop me?
Mahomes?
I mean, I beat him too, but who's going to stop me? No one. Y'all got 365 of this.
And thank you guys for tuning into this segment of Woman on the Street Super Bowl edition. And of course, I think Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback after winning the Super Bowl. But we'll have to see what he can do next season and if he can be solidified as a top 3 quarterback.
Welcome to another edition of Culture Central Sports. I'm your host, Monroe, and I'm joined by specialists Derrick, Stilley, Chrissy, Cobbs, and Giselle Marrero. The Philadelphia Eagles have done it again. They defeated the back-to-back Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs 40-22 to secure their second Super Bowl victory. Here is the Super Bowl MVP's reaction to the win.
It's been a long journey. It's been a journey of ups and downs and highs and lows, and I've always stayed true to it in the end. And having this vision of just being the best that I can be, and that evolving over time into this desire and this flame inside to win. And you don't do great things without the guys around you.
Let's begin in the first quarter. Eagles' second drive of the game. Steve Spagnuolo sends the blitz, but no problem for Jalen Hurts, who airs it out to Jahan Dotson, Penn State legend, who secures the catch at the 1-yard line. The Eagles would, of course, push it on the next play for the touchdown. Chrissy, what did you see on this play?
Yeah, the first thing that stood out to me was the DB had inside leverage, right? So they were man-to-man, which allowed Jahan to hit a stutter step and just go right outside of him. To me, it doesn't make any sense because typically when you're in man-to-man, you want to play outside leverage and let everything into your safety help over top.
Good take. Second quarter, Chiefs have the ball back down 10-0. Third down, and the great Mahomes has to respond, right? Well, oh no, that's the wrong team. Gisenia, what did you see on this play?
That was definitely to the wrong team, Andre. Honestly, I'm not sure. It was just a bad throw from Patrick Mahomes. He had no pressure on him, so very confusing why he just threw it. And Cooper did a great job at just catching this ball and returning it 38 yards for a touchdown in the second quarter, honestly giving his team all the momentum that they really needed. And he did this on his birthday.
Yeah, that has to be a great feeling on the birthday. Third quarter, though, and it's not close. Eagles up 27-0 with the ball. Derrick, I'm going to pass it to you. They have to run the ball, right?
They are, in fact, not going to run the ball. Jalen Hurts is going to air it out to Devontae Smith. Touchdown Birds for the dagger. 34-0. No garbage points.
Guys, I can't lie. It feels great. Eagles, Super Bowl victory, second. And the Cowboys, the Cowboys fans,
amazing.
You can't say anything because now you guys haven't won since what? Since Civil Rights Movement? I mean, what's
it's
going
been about
on?
that long.
What's
it's been
going
about 30
on?
years.
And we have our second one in about 10 years, so it's feeling good to be an Eagles fan right now.
Absolutely.
We do have Dallas on our team, though, so I guess Dallas, the
Dallas
Cowboys fans, they can take credit for
They
that.
can, just a little bit, yeah.
Exactly.
They did win the Super Bowl, but Derrick, I'm gonna pass it to you first. Because
so
did you predict the Eagles to win the Super Bowl? And did you predict them to win it in such dominant fashion?
I'll be honest, I did predict them to win. I was going back and forth. I respect Patrick Mahomes as a quarterback. Top 3 all time. If we're giving it grace, he's really top 2. But I didn't expect them to win like this. And I don't really think anybody did. They came out and they dominated. Up front, Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, Nolan Smith played violent football. And on the opposite side, the offensive line also played violent football, and that's what gave us the win. Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts. That's his name. We don't do Jalen Hurts anymore.
I like that.
Thank you.
Gisenia?
Okay, so I feel like I really expected the Eagles to win. I did not think they were going to win by that many points, but I also just knew that if it was going to be a team to beat the Chiefs, it was going to be the Eagles. But deep down, I was like, can they get it done? Because of the fact that this would be a three-peat for the Chiefs, they knew so much, they had so much on the line. So for them to lose and so badly was just very strange. And then going in halftime, the Eagles were still up. With that being said, I expected Andy Reid to go and have a serious conversation and let them come out and let them come out with more energy, more momentum, more confidence due to the fact that they've won 2 years.
I want to point out one play before Chrissy goes. That DeAndre Hopkins drop changed everything in my opinion. Of course, they were already down 24-0, but that was the momentum. Patrick Mahomes, if he goes down the field and scores the touchdown before half, they get it back after half. Come on, this is Mahomes. He has to make something work there, but that DeAndre Hopkins drop, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time in my opinion.
I watched Chris Jones fall to his knees.
Yeah,
he fell down to his knees, literally.
I want to emphasize something that Jalen Hurts actually said after the game, right? He said, offense wins games, defense wins championships. And that's exactly what happened in this game. Defense came in clutch throughout the entire game. From the start of the game when Patrick Mahomes first came on the field, because they had the ball, second? I think Eagles drove down the field first and scored.
Yes.
Yeah. So from the start of when Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs came on the field, all you saw was a defensive game from the Eagles, whether
Pushing
it was Cooper
it.
DeJean's interception or the D-line, putting pressure on Patrick Mahomes every play. They got it done. Also, it helped that Jalen Hurts showed up to play, especially with his arm this game. I think that was an emphasis. People questioned whether he could throw the ball and make plays when it mattered. And he showed exactly that.
And he had to because, they were really locking up Saquon the whole game. So he had to really use his arm, which, like you said, proves the point that he is a very versatile quarterback.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Agreed. Can I just,
Go ahead. Do your thing.
Thank you, Jay. And I'm going to make it quick. I have a special book with me. It's called The Book of Lies. Now, if you're an Eagles fan and you just happen to be on campus, there are people that will lie to you about what truly happens with the Eagles. It's crazy. I have names. Give me 1 second here.
And this is all on film, by the way.
This is all on film.
film.
We're gonna start with Kiera Baker. She said, and I quote, Jalen Hurts isn't top 5, and the Saints will beat them. They did not. Number 2.
And Jalen Hurts is top 5. Let me add that.
Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts, that's his name. Kenny Ojeikere. Jordan Love is better than Jalen Hurts on my mama.
Oh
my mama is crazy.
Once again, we're wrong. Number 3. Avery, who somehow couldn't make it today, undisclosed. Jalen Hurts isn't better than Tua. Now, Isaiah Maldonado has a lot in here, but we're only going to highlight a couple. Jared Goff is better than Jalen Hurts.
Blasphemous. Justin
Herbert is better than Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts is an inefficient runner. He has the second most touchdowns rushing in Super Bowl history. And last but not least, Jarrell. Jalen Hurts is buns, and Jalen Hurts isn't a top 15 guy. I just want you guys to know you were all wrong. Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, and I want to quote one Jalen Hurts' famous quotes. He has many quotes.
Many.
One of his famous quotes, though.
Many.
I had a purpose before everybody had an opinion. But I do want to say one thing, because a lot of people said, I didn't know the Eagles would blow out the Chiefs. I thought it would be a close game. Mahomes, Reed, 3P incoming. They even had shirts. They trademarked the phrase 3P because they thought they were going to win. I want to say I wasn't surprised. I'm an Eagles fan, so I might be a little bit biased. But the Eagles have been running over teams for the entire season. Look at what he just did to the Commanders in the NFC Championship. Everybody's saying, Jaiden Daniels, another quarterback that was supposedly better than Jalen Hurts. What happened?
I don't know.
What happened?
Okay. We can't do too much of the Daniels slander. We really can't, because he's a rookie, and he has done a lot more than many other rookies have.
Here's
You're
what
right.
I have
Justin
to say.
Herbert's one of them.
Okay, so there's not too much to say about Jaiden Daniels, but continue.
But I will say he is a rookie and he still has to prove himself. Yes, he had the best rookie campaign that we've ever seen, but he has to come back next year and do the exact same.
And I think he would.
Or
I can see him doing that.
Just kind of like CJ
They talked
Stroud.
all that about Caleb Williams. He wasn't even close.
Oh yeah, I agree.
He wasn't even close.
I agree.
With better weapons.
Chrissy, I know you have something for us, but before you do that, I want to read off some stats. And I want the producers to do right there in the back when they edit this, put a mic drop after I say each stat, because this says a lot. First of all, the Eagles defense, first in points allowed this season. That's the first stat. The Eagles set a postseason record for rushing yards. Second stat. The Eagles also set a postseason record for points put up. Third stat. The Eagles are also, they blitzed, or they barely blitzed, but they only ran cover for 60% of the time, which allowed their front four to get there. And when you have Milton Williams, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, recipe for success. But like I said, Chrissy.
I got something to say about that too. Typically in the NFL, you don't see cover 4 really at all because it's very easy to beat, especially in the NFL. And when you have a defensive line that's so dominant, it doesn't even matter. You can run cover 4 on the Eagles, and it doesn't matter because the ball is not going to get into the secondary. The D-line gets to the quarterback every time.
But Chrissy, I know you have something for us. Let's hear it, because I know we've been talking about it for a minute.
Let's do it. I know it's typically Dre's A-list, but we're switching it up today, and we're going Chrissy's A-list, and I promise I won't disappoint. So it's the top 5 MVPs from the Super Bowl. Here we go. At number 5 is Jake Elliott. And I know what you're thinking. Why is Jake Elliott on a top 5 list and he's the kicker? Well, Jake Elliott was a perfect 4 for 4, put up 16 points for the Eagles just off of kicks. He's had trouble throughout the season with kicks, missing extra points, field goals. Eagles fans close their eyes when they watch Jake kick, but not anymore. 4 for 4. All right, number 4. Devontae Smith. I feel like I really don't have to say too much about him. He's a consistent guy. He's a hands guy. We all know he's going to come through clutch every time. He had the dagger that Derrick pointed out at the end of the game. Deep throw Jalen Hurts to Devontae Smith for a post. All right, and here we go. At number 3, we've got the birthday boy, Cooper DeJean. He came in clutch with the pick 6. That's the main reason why he's on the list. But also, the Chiefs barely tried him because he's cornerback 1, right? What else do you need from the kid? He does everything. First Super Bowl, gets a pick 6. First pick 6 of the season, by the way. Here we go. At number 2, Sweaty J, right? He came in clutch, off the D-line, off the edge, had 2.5 sacks. The D-line was so dominant. Honestly, there were multiple players that probably could have been on this list, but I specifically picked Josh Sweat because he had 2.5 sacks, and he's been consistent for the Eagles all season. Last but not least, we have Mr. Jalen Hurts, right? He does it all. He does it by foot. He does it in the air. He does it with his leadership. You can't ask for anything more. People have been hating all season. I will not take the hate. He's done it all season and has proven himself. Honestly, haters can't say anything anymore. He's the Super Bowl MVP and a champion, and guess what? He'll be back. Guys, what do we think of the list?
Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, I do want to say one thing. You mentioned Cooper DeJean. I agree with that, but I also think honorable mention Quinyon Mitchell, because the one best thing you could say about a cornerback, if you do not see them on your TV screen, they are doing an excellent job. I did not see Quinyon Mitchell on my TV screen, which means he is locking them down. Like you mentioned, the Chiefs had no success in the passing game, and that's probably the reason why they won. It's hard to stop them about Mahomes' read passing attack.
Yeah, I will say too, Quinyon was a part of the Defensive Year rookie campaign, him and Cooper DeJean. So you say a lot by that.
Agreed.
Jezenia?
I think this list is great. With that being said, I know it's a Super Bowl list, so I know it's for Super Bowl, who did good in the Super Bowl. With that being said, I think Saquon Barkley should be on there, because without Saquon, as much as he wasn't able to do too much during this game because of the Chiefs' defense, without Saquon, they would have not made it this far. And the guys that Chrissy did name, amazing season. Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Cooper DeJean. But without Saquon, they would not have been in that position. So I feel like Saquon should be 5, or at least an honorable mention.
No, I kind of agree with you, because Saquon Barkley did not have a great game. He did not have one of his wonderful games.
Not at all.
But he helped the Eagles win because of the simple fact that the Chiefs sold out for the run game. He was a threat. He's a decoy.
They focused so much on him that they couldn't even deal with anything else, which is why they ended with 22 points.
Yes, opened up the play action, opened up the passing attack, and I believe that's the reason they lost. Also, for all you people who say Jalen Hurts can't throw, look at you now.
Top 5.
He's got an arm.
Also, I'd like to add that big-time players make plays in big-time games, and that's exactly what happened with Jalen Hurts.
Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champion Eagles. It feels great. Yes. Chrissy, take us home.
Well, it's been a wonderful NFL season, but that's a wrap for NFL playoff coverage here at Culture Central Sports. We thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for more content. Thank you.